Hey, I'm Big Sam, and I've done it the wrong way for a long, long time. Uh, Welcome back to the Big Sam Podcast. We talk about leadership, life, faith, and the things that move the needle. Today, I want to talk about something that I think most of us deep down know, but we often forget when we're busy chasing our goals. And that is why relationships matter more than achievement. Before I started, let me be clear. I'm not against achievements. I believe in working hard. I believe in setting goals. I believe in being productive. I believe in striving for excellence. I've spent my entire career trying to improve things, solve problems, and accomplish meaningful work. Achievement matters. I've had a few achievements, not many, not as many as some, but I've gotten to do some pretty cool things. Compared to the relationships I've built, those don't mean anything. Achievement is a terrible thing to build your life around. Eventually, life teaches us all the same lesson. People matter more. You see sports figures that the numbers on the page, the numbers on the website look incredible. The yards rushed, home runs, passing yards, whatever. But if you look at the people that they have around them, or the people that they've left behind, particular quarterback, I won't name his name, y'all can figure it out, that literally was at the end of his career, decided to play one more season to pad his stats or whatever. And the rumor is that his wife basically told him, play another season and I'm out. He decided to play another season and she was out. What'd that net him? But I remember being young thinking success was the answer to everything. If I get more promotion, get a better job, make more money, reach the next milestone, if I could accomplish one more thing, then I'd finally be satisfied. No. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, accomplishments are great. And early in my career, I was getting that better job, accomplishing that thing to make more money to be able to feed my family better. And then I realized at one point that I had the job, I had the career, I had the money, and my family was getting more and more distant. And I could see the handwriting on the wall. And I took a step back in my career in order to preserve my family. And that boys and girls, is a decision I have not ever regretted. So you hit one goal and immediately set another. And boy, I do that all the time. I'll set a goal while I'm trying to reach the goal I'm trying to reach. And what does that get me? If I'm doing it by myself, if I'm doing it outside of the family, if I'm doing it outside of what I know is right, outside of relationships and putting people behind, it ain't worth nothing. So you buy the thing you wanted, and then it's another thing. You get the title you worked for, and then it becomes your normal. Achievement's exciting, but usually temporary. Relationships are different. Relationships grow deeper over time. They become more valuable over time. And unlike the achievement, they don't lose their value when life gets difficult. The older I get, the more I realize that some of the most important moments in my life have nothing to do with my accomplishments. They involve people, conversations, friendships, mentors, family members, church family, small group family, coworkers, people who showed up when they didn't have to, the people who encouraged me when I didn't need it, the people who helped carry me through difficult situations, through difficult seasons. Those are the moments I remember, not the spreadsheets, not the reports, not the trophies, not the titles, the people. And a great case in point. I'm going to go 3 years ago or so, maybe a little bit longer, had a coworker that he and I, we'd worked together 20 plus years and were good friends, but we would also tend to, we could disagree on things and we could argue about things. And my situation within that company changed to where I didn't necessarily report to him, but I worked in his area. And we made an agreement that it was him and me, and we were going to work to make that area better. We were going to have each other's backs, which is something we said over and over. We were going to take care of one another, and we did. It was a 2-year relationship that was one of the most fun times in my career. And then some things happened, and we ended up, he moved on to another place. So what did that relationship net me? Well, real simple. When he needed somebody to do what I did, I ended up going to work over there. That was, you've heard me talk about a career change. Because of that relationship, my career advanced. Working now with him in that other place, I'm having more fun now even than I had then. Getting to do some things that are really, really neat. It's worked out very, very well. So relationships, if you have relationship first, the career stuff will follow. The achievements will follow. If you've ever gone through a difficult season, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because hardship has a way of revealing what really matters. When everything's going well, it's easy to focus on achievement. When life gets hard, relationships become priceless. You suddenly realize that what you need most isn't another accomplishment. You need someone to listen, someone to pray with you, someone to encourage you, someone to sit with you in uncertainty. Someone who simply says, I'm here. That's what relationships provide. Achievement can make you look successful, but relationships will make you look meaningful. Something else I've learned recently, when you're walking through uncertainty, you find out pretty quickly what actually matters. Over the last several weeks, after a few months, my family and I have been walking through one of the most difficult seasons of life. I've learned something I probably knew before, but now I know it. People matter. Phone calls matter. Texts matter. And I'll go ahead and pull the curtain back here. We've not put this out. We've got some close friends that know this, our church family, our small groups, of course. Haven't put this on my socials yet, but and it's a long story, but I'll make it as short as I can. Within the last month or so, Amy's been diagnosed with cancer. It's like they consider it stage 3B uterine cancer. It's serious, and I know our God's in control. We don't know what his plan is, but we know he does, and he's in charge. We're trusting in that. Back a few weeks ago, there's a podcast, and if you haven't seen it, go back and see it. It's on Trusting God. Literally, I recorded that podcast prior to any of this coming up. We had no idea there were any health issues at all, and I had that recorded. Then Amy started feeling bad and had some abdominal pain. Things progressed. And the night before we were supposed to go visit an oncologist, which, if you can imagine, is a very, very stressful time, that podcast was what I was editing to drop the next day. So I'm sitting, and it's amazing what God did there, where I'm sitting watching a podcast that I needed to see at that moment, but I'm looking and it's my own podcast that God had given me. Not only did God give me the words for that podcast, God gave Amy the topic for that. It started out as a small group Bible study topic and ended up being a podcast. So how, we know God's working. We don't know what the end's going to be. But what I do know is over and over and over and over, I've gotten texts that say, hey, we're praying for you. Phone calls. Amy's getting texts and phone calls. We've had meals fixed for us. Church family has been unbelievable. My grass has been cut for me. My job has been extremely gracious with the time off that I've needed to take care of Amy. The relationships that we've built, I hate to use this term, but they're paying off in this situation. They're the people that we've built life with are building life with us. And in this moment, that's priceless. So if I had money in the bank, which I don't, if I had, plaques on the wall, all that's cool. The people that you do life with, that's who's going to do life back with you. So, and that's what matters. Prayers matter, the meals, the cards, the people who show up, the people who check in when they don't know what to say. We've had people just go, hey, I don't know what to say, man, but I love you. I'm praying for you. That's all you need. People who refuse to let you carry the burden alone. The Bible talks about bearing one another's burdens, and believe me, we've had ours bared with us. I've received encouragement from friends, family, coworkers, church members, people I hadn't talked to in years, and every one of those acts of kindness reminded me of something important. Relationships are not just part of life, they are the best part of life. Relationships are not just part of life, they're the best part of life. Remember that. When everything else feels uncertain, people become the tangible reminder that you're not walking alone. Promotion won't sit beside you in a crisis. A trophy won't pray for you. A title won't encourage you when you're struggling. People do. And that's why relationships are so valuable. Now, I will say that the guy that I was just mentioning about that we built a relationship with and a career with, the day before we had our first major hospital visit, and the day before Amy had her surgery, I'm in his office at work on a job. And he's like, hey, stop. Let's me and you pray. You can't put a price tag on that. That's relationships. Not only good relationships, but relationships with good people. One thing I've learned is that people often underestimate the impact they have on others. A phone call matters. A text matters. An encouraging word matters. A simple, how are you doing matters. Sometimes we think we need to solve someone's problems. Most of the time, people just need to know they're not carrying them alone. You don't always need the perfect answer. You just need to be present. Presence is one of the greatest gifts you can give another human being. Now let's talk about leadership for a minute, because this is where a lot of leaders get it wrong. They become achievement-focused instead of people-focused. They measure success only by numbers, production, revenue, output, results, and those things matter. But leadership is ultimately about people. Boy, I can speak to this. In this case, the owners of our company, the president and the CEO, both of them, I've got numerous texts from, I'm praying for you. Let me know what you need. We're here for you. Those are relationships. Those are relationships that will last a long, long time. Those are the guys that I'll run through a brick wall for. When this is over, I'll be the best dadgum employee they've ever had because of those relationships, because of how they've helped me. The people who genuinely care about others, they've invested in people, developed people, encouraged people, believed in people. Because here's the truth. Your greatest accomplishment will never be what you've built. Your greatest accomplishment will be who you helped become better. Your greatest legacy isn't a project, it's a person. Remember that. Your greatest legacy is not a project, it's a person. Think about the people that changed your life. For me, the people invested in me years ago, people have no idea how much impact they've had. A word of encouragement, a lesson, a conversation, an opportunity, a challenge, something they said decades ago that I'll still remember today. It's influence. People who spoke into me. That's legacy. None of those things will show up on a resume, but they matter more than almost anything else. There's an interesting question I like to ask. Imagine you're at the end of life. You're looking back. What are you going to remember? You're going to remember the sale you made, report you completed, meeting you attended? Probably not. You'll remember the people, the family dinners, the vacations, the friendships, the laughs, the conversations, the people you loved, and the people who loved you. Relationships are what give meaning to everything else. Relationships are what give meaning to everything else. Focusing on relationships doesn't mean you'll accomplish less. In fact, you'll probably accomplish more because you'll have people around you that will help you and want to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. Again, it's not why you do it, but it's a great byproduct. Healthy relationships create trust. Trust creates teamwork. Teamwork creates momentum. Momentum creates results. That's what we're looking for, right? That's what we were looking for in the first place. Strongest businesses are built on relationships. The strongest churches are built on relationships. The strongest families are built on relationships. The strongest communities are built on relationships. People accomplish more together than they could ever do alone. It's one reason God puts strong emphasis on relationships throughout the Bible. When Jesus asked the greatest comment, he didn't talk about achievement. When Jesus asked what the greatest commandment was, he didn't talk about achievement. He talked about love. Love God, love people. Because when those things are in the right order, everything else will fall into place. It's not the achievement doesn't matter. It's the achievement was never supposed to be the center of your life. People were. Wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, we'll talk about a couple quotes. There's a couple great quotes from people. Rick Hendrick, and if you know me, you know I'm a NASCAR fan. Rick is one of the most successful leaders in NASCAR and business. Arguably, I'll say he's the greatest leader in NASCAR because he's got more wins than any other team owner in the sport. What did he have to say? If people don't think you care about them, they're not going to care about you. Think about that. Not if people think you're smart, not if people think you're successful, not if people think you're accomplished. People don't think you care about them, they're not going to care about you. That's true in leadership, in business, in marriage, in parenting, friendships. People respond in genuine care. And I've heard it over and over, seen it in interviews where people talk about, Rick called me and he asked me to do something, so I did it. It's like over and over. Rick calls up and asks somebody, hey, I need you to do this thing for me. Because Rick's who he is, and he cares about the people that he cares about, and he works so hard to develop other people. People genuinely help him. People from other teams, other manufacturers, other people that are competitors against him. He can get their help because he is who he is, because he cares about people the way he does. Former drivers of his will all do the same thing. They all love him. They'll all do whatever he asks. And another quote, Rick Warren, relationships, not achievements or the acquisition of things, are what matters most in life. It's a powerful reminder because our culture constantly tells us to chase more and more and more success, more money, more recognition, more accomplishments. And I heard a story about several of Rick's friends, people that he had invested into in life. Rick lost a child, and all of these guys who were basically who's who in ministry showed up at his house, and they all spent the night. They all sat out on his back porch eating ice cream. What a cool moment that must have been to know that these people have got your back like that. So when life gets real, we discover what matters most isn't what we've accumulated. It's who we've loved. It's who we've encouraged, who we've invested in. It's the relationships we've built along the way. So here's my challenge for you this week. Don't focus on accomplishing one more thing. Focus on investing in one more person. Call somebody, text somebody, take somebody to lunch, encourage a coworker, spend time with your spouse. And I've got to do that a lot lately, and it's been incredible. Spend time with your kids, reconnect with an old friend, be intentional. Do something that I love to do. And I got this from Ed Milet. One of his podcasts, great idea. He says he does 3 of these a day. I'm lucky to do 3 a month. But pull my phone out and real simple, shoot a video. 2 minutes. Hey, man, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Hey, person. Obviously, be careful, crossing with the opposite sex. Don't want to get too weird out there. But send it out. Here's what you mean to me. Here's what person I think you are. Here's how you can accomplish things. I'm expecting great things out of you. You're awesome. Things like that. Mean them. Be genuine. Be intentional. About 2 minutes. Pull the curtain back a little bit. I will do mine while I'm driving to work. I'm not so sure the state of Alabama appreciates that, but that's okay. Sitting in a parking lot, my phone mounts on my dash. I can flip it up this way, flip the camera around, and go, hey, buddy, love you. And send that in a text. It makes people's day. So be intentional. The return on investment from relationships is greater than any return you'll ever get from an achievement. Years from now, nobody will care how many emails you answered on a random Tuesday, but somebody will remember that you showed up when they needed you. Somebody will remember that you encouraged them. Somebody will remember that you cared, and that matters. And I'll leave you with this thought. At the end of your life, your resume won't be sitting around your bedside. Your trophies won't be there. Your titles won't be there. Your accomplishments won't be there. The people you loved will be there. The people you invested in will be there. The relationships you built will be there, because relationships aren't a distraction from life. They are life. If you really want to move the needle, don't just build your career. Don't just build your business. Don't just build your achievements. Build people. People are the only investment that lasts forever. Thank you for listening to the Big Sam Podcast. If this episode encouraged you, share it with somebody that needs to hear it. Send the link in a text, share it on your socials, share it on Facebook, hop over to our YouTube channel. Y'all know what to do. But please keep sharing it, keep sharing it, keep sharing it. That's what keeps the algorithms in business and gets more eyeballs on this, and it'll let us keep doing this for a long time. I hope this invested in you. I hope this encouraged you. I hope you got something out of this today. Remember, people matter more than achievement. Relationships outlast accomplishments. That's how you move the needle. We'll see you next time.